Today I'm going to want to discuss a topic which happens to be my research interest, information security. I'll start with an example of a security system that most of us are quite familiar with, password system. All right? I think all of us have been choosing passwords for our accounts, right? I think when we choose passwords, we need to follow password policies, all right? It needs to be this many digit long. It needs to contain uppercase, lowercase, numbers, and symbols, all right? Don't write it down. Don't share with others, and use a different password for all different accounts, all right? Let me ask you, how many of you follow all those policies? Well, you do, wow. I have to admit, I don't, all right? I wrote them down. I use similar, sometimes exactly the same passwords across my different accounts, all right? Now, here's the thing. I do this, is it because I don't trust those policies? I think if you ask me, I believe they are excellent policies. But for whatever reason, all right, in reality, when I actually choose my password, I don't follow the policies. So something is going on here. So what's going on here? Now we step back a little bit, and we can see, actually, this example I just gave is much more interesting and significant than it looks. I will argue this example actually is a good representation of the development and evolution of information security in general. Okay. First of all, password system is a technical system. It's a technology. It's a technical artifact. Experts from computer science, from engineering, from mathematics, they spend a lot of effort, design and develop a good technical solution to a information security problem, all right? So that's what I call the first wave of information security, technology-centric. The focal point is to come up with a technical solution, technical artifact. Now we have the technology. The next question will be, we need to get people to use it. That's what I'm going to say the second wave of information technology. I call it economic-centric, all right? So in this wave, I would say the focal point of information security is to come up incentive mechanisms to incentivize people to use the technology. And here, the experts in economics, in management, I consider myself one of them, all right? We are developing optimum policies, all right? And to incentivize people, you need to use this, and you need to use it this way in order to maximize your overall payoff, minimize your overall cost or damages. So economic incentives, that's what we are focusing on. That's the second wave, economic centrics. But from my example, you can see we have the technology. We have carefully designed policies, but still something is missing. That's not enough, all right? People still don't behave the way we expect them to behave. So that's what got me to start exploring, and I am convinced now we are getting into the third wave of information security. The emerging significant trend in information security right now, I give it a name, human-centric information security. So in this wave, the focal point is human behavior, especially human decision-making. Because to be honest, I think ultimately it's human decision-making that determines the outcome of any information security situations. So what we are trying to do now is to study human decision-making in information security scenarios. And we need to study all the factors that will affect human decision-making. Neuroscience, psychology, behavioral science, and sociology, all those factors comes into play. All right, we are interested. And our focal point in this human-centric information security will be to develop technology and policy. Still, we are trying to come up with technology and policies. But now we are trying to design a technology that people will understand it and they will be capable of actually using it and using it the right way. And we are still creating optimum policies, but we are creating the type of policies that the people, normal people like you and me, will be able to understand it and will be willing and capable of following through in the real world. So that's the power of human-centric information security. Thank you.